so special.
Hey guys, welcome to the Billionaire podcast today. Today I have Barry Overton on with me. He's a real estate agent, he's been a real estate agent for over 19 years. He's a former police officer for 26 of those years too. So I would like you guys to go ahead and say hi to Barry. He's going to fill us in a little bit more about himself.
Thank you so much, Larry, for having me on. It's truly a pleasure. Anytime someone's talking about billionaire and mindset and you put it together, I want to be a part of that conversation. So I definitely appreciate you for inviting me on. Again, I'm in Colorado, you're in Delaware. We're on different ends of the country, but we're thinking the same thoughts. So that's pretty exciting. And we've been able to get connected with some of the same people all around the world that are in that same mindset of creating success for themselves. And I know some of your story. I know you know a little bit of mine, but it's pretty amazing from where both of us have really come from to be, now adults and growing and to have a mentality of thinking about, leaving this world much better as for our generation.
Yes.
Than how we came in. So really excited to be a part of this and share a little bit more of my story.
Cool. So when you decided to leave the police department, right, full time, because I know that was probably a big transition in life, going from a guaranteed check to somewhat of a never know kind of situation with real estate. And
yeah,
how was your mindset when that happened? What was your biggest thoughts, like what you wanted to do and how you were going to do it?
The funny thing is, and I always use this analogy of, or it's kind of a riddle, and it's, two frogs sitting on a lily pad and one decides to jump to land. And I always ask the question, how many frogs are left on the lily pad? Most people will say, well, one, because one decided to jump to land. And I say, no, there's two, because deciding to jump and actually jumping, taking the action of jumping are two different things. And man, I'm telling you, I decided to leave the police department probably 10 years before I actually jumped. And what held me back was fear and doubt, just not believing in my own, abilities, really wanting it. And I think so many of us in life we have these dreams and these desires that we want, but we let fear and we let doubt hold us back. But I can tell you, once I did make the leap, yeah, there was some fear there, but man, there was even more excitement because I got a taste of what it could be like working for myself. Because yeah, you're right, the guaranteed paycheck. And I remember as a sergeant, the week before I left, he said, man, I can't believe you're going to leave this guaranteed job and go out there to the unknown.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you know what job means? Job means just over broke. And I told myself, I don't want to guarantee being just over broke.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, that's why I'm making this leap. I don't know what's ahead, but I know me, and I know that I am driven. And yeah, as Steve Harvey always says when he talks about you got to jump, he said, you're going to hit the rocks. You're not going to soar the whole time necessarily. And I soared in the beginning, but I hit some rocks along the way too. But those rocks were lessons that I learned along the way. And I can tell you, if I had it all to do over again, what I would really do is I would have left, because now I look at, and I feel like I'm catching up at this point, trying to make up for the 10 years. But the reality of it is, we can't make up for lost time, but I can make the best of the time that I have right now.
Yeah, that mindset of fear is a dangerous one, man. The fear and doubt. I remember when I jumped into this shop, when I opened up my shop I'm in now, the one I've had for 12 years, that's how it was. When Artistic Editions opened, I was so broke. I guess like I didn't have the doubt. I just had the fear of what was next because I didn't have anything else to lose, man. I had nothing. So it was like the fear and doubt one is a big playing factor in a lot of big movements for people. So how are you doing now with everything going on in COVID? How did everything play out for you?
You know, I've been very blessed and fortunate to my real estate business. So, just to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory, when I left the police department in 2013, it was to do a network marketing business in the coffee industry. And I had a lot of success on the front end with that. As I said, I soared in the beginning. Roughly about 2015, 2016 was my worst year, and I had loss of a father, loss of a brother, and loss of some significant income that year. And it was really kind of due to the changes going on in the industry that affected my income. So I said, I got this real estate license. I've never been really serious about building my real estate business. Let me take the practices and everything that I've learned in direct sales and network marketing, apply it over here in real estate. And 2017 was the first year that I'd ever really just focused on real estate. And I had the best year. I've been in since 2001, but 2017 was my best year ever in real estate. And I outdid that in 2018 by September of 2018, outdid 18 by like October of 2019. And 2020, this is where I say I'm blessed, is because I know so many people, especially business owners, that have struggled during this COVID and everything that we're experiencing. But in 19 years of real estate, I had my very best month in June. And I mean, I blew it out the water by like 25,000 more than I'd ever made in any other month. This October was an incredible month. November, this is the time of the season where it's slowing down, but I'm making money that people make on an annual basis, on a monthly basis right now. So I've been fortunate in regards to that. I really thought when COVID hit that real estate was going to be one of those areas that was going to suffer, but it's been really just the opposite. So it's been a blessing.
Sounds like you know what I hear is a lot of mindset changes, man. I heard you said at the beginning you feared it, and then it's like you invested in yourself and you started to do mindset classes and studying and stuff because you're in the program with me. And you understand the power of your mindset now, how powerful and how just driven you can be off of just the power of knowing. I mean, you just said you're making a person's yearly salary in a month. Coming into it, you didn't think that as a person. Now look at you, glowing because it's happening for you right in front of your face. The mindset, man, your mindsets are just so powerful. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit at all at that because I'm excited to see how far you're coming so fast in 2020. So once you now that you're hitting your best goals, for 2020, you're doing these big numbers. What's your next goal?
One of the things that I learned when I was in network marketing, I worked with multi-created other millionaires in the network marketing space. And one of the greatest lessons that he taught me was multiple revenue streams and ensuring that you have income coming in from different sources. And for me, that was probably the most important thing, was to continue to build multiple revenue streams. So right now I have a book that's going to be coming out in about a week now. And that's another revenue stream for me. As you mentioned, we've been able to connect with some very successful people that have really kind of opened up their Rolodex to us to help us to, again, create multiple revenue streams and build the mindset along the way. So I know you're working with Alicia and Laurette, and I'm also working with them, and that's going to be another avenue for additional revenue streams. And one of the biggest thing is technology right now. We live in an age with the digital age that is going to create more millionaires than we've ever seen at any given time in the in our history of the world, really. So we live in a great time. And, I know you and I are a little bit older. You think, I know you got Isaac that is 17, that is phenomenal, by the way. But, you think about, man, he has his whole life in front of him, and he's already got the thinking to do some amazing things. But I look at it for us is we're still here. We can still be a part of this digital age. We just we got a little bit of a learning curve because we didn't have all of this as a kid. But hey, we can't mess this opportunity.
Man, you know how it was. We didn't have any of this, man. Even a dial-up. I didn't even see dial-up until I was in my 17, 18 years old. Like, don't pick the phone up. I'm on the internet. Remember those days? Couldn't pick up the phone. So we're definitely behind the times on it, but we've kept up with it enough because of in our industries, we've had to. Like in real estate, you have to stay up on technology to a point, right? Same thing with me. I had to stay up to a point, and now I'm realizing I was behind the times a lot. My daughter's got me doing TikTok now. She's like, Dad, you gotta do TikTok. I was like, really? Do I have to? She's like, yeah, it's just extra, people see you. I said, all right, I guess. Because I built my empire off of no network. I didn't use social media for my growth. I used myself. I just used myself and the power of me going, shaking hands and talking to people. That's how I always did my business. So this is new to me, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's got me to where the good part is not a lot of people knew about me. So it kept people away from me too at the same point. Because now there's some people in my life that you realize just are, you have to make sure, okay, right now we're not meant to be in life. But besides that, I'm having a great time. And for you, I still didn't. What's like your ultimate goal? Because I don't think I've heard yours. I'd like to hear what your C goal is.
So it's actually I want, before I got into thinking into results, the C goal was just to make $1 million in a year's time. Okay. It's now grown from that to making 8 figures, making the number for me is 11.5 million in a year's time. And again, it's a lofty goal, but there's so many people out there right now that are doing that, and they're doing it in, digital technology, and they're doing it in real estate. And the crazy part is I have some of those people in my life right now. So it really, being a part of thinking into results was it was an eye opener of realizing, okay, I don't have to just, be associated and know people that are multimillionaires and making multi-millions on a monthly, or excuse me, I can be one of those people. And, there's that adage that, you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And that in itself, along with the amazing mastermind group that we're part of, the belief in 8 figure, honestly, that may be a B type goal by the end of the year. I might have to step that goal up as I'm continuing to grow into it. But, from a monetary standpoint, it's, making 8 figures in a year. But really overall, we all have a purpose in life. And it was probably about 5-6 years ago that I realized that my purpose was service to others. Mm-hmm. And I love just being able to give back. And, I served in the Gulf War. So I served for my country as a police officer. I protected and served. When I was in network marketing, I was a servant leader to my team. And right now in real estate, the most joy that I get out of real estate is handing someone those keys for a first-time home buyer and being able to walk them through that process and serving as their realtor. So that's really where I get my most fulfillment, is just being being a servant or servant leader to those that I'm able to touch. And right now I want to be able to do it through my story and the knowledge that I have in regards to tapping into your greatness, because that's the thing about it. We all have so many special talents and gifts inside of us that are just waiting to get out. I mean, your story of where you started and having your father, it was your father that was in your life. I know he recently he passed away.
My father, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But the influence that he had on you, and now you have these artistic talents that are coming out, and I know that you're working on some major projects right now, and all of these are just your gifts that are coming out.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I have to keep my mindset on, like, see, I guess because I've built a business from scratch to nothing to what it is today, it's just insane, right? So I know that what I'm going to be is what I am, right? I know I'll be a billionaire. I don't even have a doubt in my mind with that. So I know the process I have to take to get to it now. And it's like the only part of it I'm not really liking right now, and I'm changing that as I go, is finding the right investors or just doing it on my own, because I can do it on my own with no investor. 20 years. It'll take me a little bit longer. That's all. So, but I'm in that area now where it's a little dark. I don't like being around some investors. Some investors are they're not good-hearted people. And then you have some good-hearted investors. So that's what I'm dealing with now. But even no matter how I look at it, the $1 billion will be in my pocket before you know it. Just like the 11.5 for you will be in your pocket before you know it. And then we get to give back, because it's really about the give back, man. Like, I make money, but I also employ people. I went from not having any employees to having, a boat ton now. So going from not having any employees to what I have now is insane, but I also feed their family. They feed their family because I give them a paycheck every week. To me, I love that feeling more than I love anything else. Like seeing them, I get excited on payday. I'm like, oh, damn, Pete, that's what you did this week. Here you go. Because I know that they get to enjoy their life, and I do it with my kids. I do it with everybody, man, because I don't really care about money like that. I just know it helps some people be happy. So when you get to the point where, you're at your 11.5, what would you do for a give back? What would be your favorite thing to do?
You cut out just on the question. I heard when you get to the point where you're at your 11.5, and I didn't hear the question.
Give back. What, we always, like, I do a lot of donations and give backs too, but my favorite's with kids, right? I love giving. I have football teams, baseball teams, softball teams. All kids stuff, man. I do it for the Army National Guards, for their summer resorts. We do. So that's the stuff I love to do. That's just my favorite thing. And then I do my nonprofit for my troubled youth, right? So what would be your give back when you get to the point where, you're established to yourself where you can afford your lifestyle and your liking?
Well, some of it I've already actually put into place. There's same thing with me. I think the kids for you and I is because we realize what our childhoods were like, and we want better, not just for our own kids, but all kids. And so same thing in regards to, I've coached the Little League football and been able to donate to many different football organizations and basketball organizations here in the Metro Denver area. Also, I teach financial literacy in elementary school, because that was one of the things that we didn't get, and we still don't get as kids. And being able to go in there, the cool thing about it, I take the Monopoly board. Kids know Monopoly, but they don't necessarily know real estate. And I show them how the game of Monopoly is the game of real estate in real life, and how they can apply that as they get older and start purchasing property, how to be able to buy property and build a portfolio from that. So they really get engaged with it, because honestly, for, a 8-9-year-old kid, real estate is probably a boring conversation. But when I can apply it to something that they like and enjoy, it opens their eyes to it in a whole different light. And then my wife and I, my wife is she's vegan and just a very big proponent for animals. So we do a lot of donations in regards to animal shelters, and we have 2 cats and a dog ourselves. And one thing most people don't know this about, and you would never know it looking at her, but my wife has what's called congenital heart disease. So she was born with a heart defect, but she's 43 years old. She lives a perfectly normal life, but she's had 3 open heart surgeries in her lifetime.
Wow.
And yeah.
Wow.
So the animals that we typically adopt ourselves are animals that have heart issues, because in most cases, those animals, people, when they get a pet, they don't want to get a pet that has, some issues that they're going to have to deal with. And I mean, we've put thousands of dollars into just being able to keep them alive. In some instances, we just had, one of our cats where, man, we thought we were going to lose him about 2 months ago, but, he was able to pull through. So it is, and that's the beauty of when you get out of whenever something comes up that just touches your heart and you say, you know what, I need to be a part of this, and I need to find a way to connect into this organization and help these families that are in need. So that's really the beauty of it, is being able to tap in any situation when you get money out of the way.
And what's the funniest part is I really relate with you on that. You know why? Because my real father that I didn't really know passed from a heart attack. My stepfather, the one I loved, the dear, that's how he passed, from heart. All of my family has pretty much passed from heart attacks or some sort of. I even had AFib about 8 years ago. No, shoot, now I'm lying. It's been about 12 years, because I was severely overweight. Severely. Like I was 367 and 5'7", dude. I was a big guy, 4X shirts. So when I went to the doctor was like, how you can say certain things, but as a doctor, you have to be careful on your wording, right? Because you can get sued. The doctor looks at me, he goes, listen, it's AFib, you got a regular heart rate. It's like you ran up a flight of stairs to answer the phone, and that's where your heart rate beat is at. You're about 120. He said, you're close to being at a heart attack. He said, I can tell you 2 things. You can get on all this medicine, or you can lose some damn weight. He said just like that. I was like, all right. He's like, all that fat tissue around your heart is making it squeeze and it's pumping it too high. I've lost weight. I lost 125 pounds. And from that day that I lost, I've never had an issue with it. Never to this day. I go to the doctor every 6 months. They say I'm good. So, I put some weight back on now because good old COVID had me sitting around a little bit more than I liked. So I did put on quite a few pounds. Didn't get to go to the gym, but I'll be back down to 235 in no time. But yeah, so the heart thing, man, that's strong to me, because I believe in that's something I would definitely love to help. And even when you have some stuff that you're going with on that, I'd be willing to invest with you and, do some donations towards anything heart related like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, one of the things with my wife, she always talks about, she was born with congenital heart disease, but again, a lot of the heart issues that we have in America are just from lifestyle, and it's a matter, just like you did, making the lifestyle changes that will, prolong life and can really put you in a whole different direction. And what you just shared, it's almost like an analogy of life, in regards to, you were put in a position where, the doctor is saying, hey, look, I can put you on these meds, or you can lose weight, but one or the other, if you don't do something, you're not going to be long for this life. And when you hear words like that, man, that motivates you. And you think about it, just like that's kind of how we are in business. And when we really go after our goals, it's like, okay, we can die this slow death of living in a job that we're not happy with, but we go to on a daily basis. or we can really just get to start living our life and having the best life, the life that we deserve and we were put on this earth to truly have. And it's the exact same thing. One is a physical thing, but one is from a job standpoint, but both of them work the same way.
They do. It. You touched on a lot right there. You touched on so many mindsets and so many thoughts and just processes of when I first got into my, in the business with my industry, I didn't even know it. I just knew I wanted to do it, man. I knew like in my
Yeah.
heart it was just there. Just like you
Mhm.
in real estate, you knew it's something you like to do. And that part where you said earlier about when you hand that key over, that feeling, that's like the
Yeah.
happiest in the world besides having a child. There's not too much more that compares to that. When you
Yeah.
marriage and child, between them
Uh-huh.
2 days and then buying that house. Those are like an American dream, So when you I remember grabbing my first set of keys ever.
Yeah.
Now I've owned some
Uh-huh.
real estate, but before on my first one, I remember that day. Now I
Yeah.
now it's a little different because with situation like my mom's house, I bought that I did it on my phone. So what's your next step for this after this class? Because are you going to do something else? Are you going to speak publicly? Are you going to go around speaking? Are you looking
Yeah,
for?
actually, so as I had mentioned with the book, Ignite Your Greatness coming out in about a week, I've actually got my first speaking engagement out of Colorado. A live engagement will be in Seattle in December 20th. My spiritual mentor is a gentleman called Dr. Billy Allsbrooks, very well known on YouTube, like 32 million views there. I've been following him since 2017 and got to know him a couple of years ago. And actually, one of the chapters in my book, I interviewed him for that to talk about his greatness and when he found his greatness and what he's done over the past probably 6 years to really unleash it on the world. And we got to know one another. He came to Denver a few months ago and I was able to introduce him and bring him out. And I just reached out to him. Again, this is thinking into results and people that are just coming into our lives. I reached out and said, hey, I know you're going to be in Seattle. That's your last event. I would love to open up for you on your final event for 2020. And without hesitation, he said, you got it. So that'll be my first live speaking engagement.
Wow.
I have an event coming up with Les Brown on November 12th. It's going to be a Facebook Live, and we'll just kind of be having a discussion in regards to greatness. And number one, I wanted to personally be able to share with him the impact he's had on my life in regards to those simple words of there's greatness in you. And once I identify that in myself, it really opened me up to writing this book. And, we're going to talk about his book, You Got to Be Hungry as well. So yeah, some exciting stuff coming along the way.
Well, that's good, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for the 12th one. You said that's Facebook Live with Les Brown, right? Are you
Yeah.
there?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know I think we skipped there. Yeah, I'm going to make sure we get this posted up
Yeah.
before that so people can see it's coming. Well, I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you coming on
All
with
right.
me, talking with me. Sorry about the last meeting. I know we were supposed to get involved the first time. I'm just right now I'm in the middle of the biggest growth of my life and I'm trying to pinpoint time period. It's tough, man, but it's working. And I'm actually enjoying
Oh,
it way more than I thought I
yeah.
would. I'm actually running around with a smile
Yeah.
almost all day, which is growing, man. So and I see it in you. I see all the stuff. I saw the
Yeah,
post you post the other day. You and your wife were out.
yeah.
Enjoy life, man. That's if I can't give you any advice in life, it's just enjoy it because it just goes by so fast.
There you go. That's it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I will throw all your links and everything down at the bottom so people can find you on every social media and all. But if you want to go ahead and say where we can reach you at, you can give that to them too.
All right. Yeah, definitely. So if you're looking to purchase the book, it will be for sale in about a week. You can go to igniteyourgreatness.com and just hit the shop button and you will have it in hard copy and paperback on there. It's also going to be available on Amazon. And if I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, basically real simple, just Barry Overton. You'll find me on there. You'll see a picture of me right there. Love to connect with you on all of those social media platforms.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. I want everybody to say bye to Barry and thank him for coming. He was a great guy. He's a great guy. And look forward to the next Billionaire podcast. Take it easy.
All right.
All right, man. Sorry, I'm still in the middle of trying to get all this stuff worked out. I'm working on an intro and an extra, right? So I don't never know how to end them. I don't have a script that I'm working with. So we've been shooting a lot of video and getting B-roll and stuff for the intros and the outros to make it a lot easier for me. But how you been so far, man? How's this process working for you? On another note, we're not on the podcast anymore. It's a conversation.
Yeah, you mean like thinking into results? Or?
Yeah, how you doing with it so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. Definitely eye-opening. A lot of it, because I've been following Bob Proctor, big proponent for and fan of Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich. And so a lot of it is kind of more so things that I've definitely heard, but we're practicing them. We're putting them into our lives and indoctrinating them into us. So it becomes the norm of what we do on a daily basis. Yeah. So that's what's really exciting. So, and I know with you, before you ever got to Les Brown and John, you already had the mindset. It was already there. This is just adding fuel to the fire right now.
It's so funny. So, I never heard of Bob Proctor. I never heard of anybody. I'm not a social media guy. Oh. I never been, right? So I didn't know who Les Brown was. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know who David Goggin was. Nobody. And one of my clients came to me and sat down with me and was talking to me. And he goes, "Man, you remind me of this guy named David Goggins." I was like, "All right, that's cool." You know, like he's a vet. I said, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "You got to read his book." He started telling me about the guy, and I read his book, and it just turned me on to like the fact of it's pretty much the stuff I've been saying in my head for so long. That's how I got to where I'm at. Yeah. Because I don't even have a high school diploma, man. I didn't even do ninth grade. So I don't really have what a lot of people would have on that side of things. And even when I go into business meetings, I sit with people that are billionaires to millionaires, and I'm me. I don't change myself for anybody. I'm always who I am. And some people don't understand it. And I try to tell them, I was like, my delivery is different. But I can tell you one thing. In business, you'll never see me fail because I don't fail. I don't fail. I just push. I don't care how bad it gets. I'm just going to make it. It's just how it works. I got it built in me. And that's where that's when this mindset thing came. I'm like, man, I've been thinking this my whole life. I needed this. I needed a little bit more training to figure out what I'm missing. And some of the key factors are in play. Like I see some of the things they're talking about because I relate to it so strong because every time I've been growing, I've been struggling too. Like my big investment last year on that development I bought, that killed me. That almost ended my marriage because I did it without even telling my wife. But she would never know what I spent. She didn't know. She didn't know any of that, right? Because we don't do that type of finances. I give her a salary. I give her my salary, and that's it. So she doesn't know the finances on the other end of it. Yeah. We keep it. That's just how it is. I don't bother her finances. She don't bother mine. That way I don't feel like she's after me for money. She's with me because we're meant to be. That's how I feel. Yeah. And she knows she don't get nothing either because it goes to my kids, nobody else in this world. So when going through what I went through last year, it got to the point where it almost affected my marriage. My wife was like, "You give that up or you give me up." So that's when I realized I needed to change something. I needed to change something because I did it so many times. I've invested in so many businesses, but I like working with street people, man. I like working with people that are good-hearted, that are just down and out and need help. And those are who I work with. And that's who I built businesses with. But when you do it that way, you get a lot of ups and downs, man. Like the last one I said, the reason why I had to cut the guy off, and man, purest heart you'll ever meet, right? Purest heart. Guy's got the heart of gold, kid oriented, like family, just he wants the best for his family, right? We started the business, but he won't leave certain street stuff alone. And I'm like, dude, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be associated to that. I can't be. That's not who I am. That's not in my heart where I can be at, because I don't want my kids to even feel that or see that I even represent that. What I'm trying to tell you is I can get you out of this. And we were working our way, and I thought everything was going great, and here we are. So
Wow.
those are the trials and tribulations of dealing with that side of things. But when you do it and you see somebody succeed, it's like the best feeling in the world, man. Like you'll never beat that. You'll never beat that feeling when you see somebody that went from either just doing bad or doing bad and becoming good and doing good. Because I was that guy. I was the one doing bad to the point where I didn't have a choice but to do good because I was too scared to do bad.
Yeah.
where where if you're down and out, man, and somebody just gives you that little crumb and you just keep following the trail and it leads to where it's supposed to, sometimes it's better, because I wish I had that. I wish I had somebody when I started just keep doing that for me. Like, keep doing that for me.
Yeah.
And when I got in this business, the owner of this building did that for me. So I just returned the favor. That's all.
Oh,
That's why I asked
yeah.
what your big thing about give
Yeah,
back
that's
is.
great.
That's why when you said your give back was for heart stuff, and you even do it with animals, that shows that that's like your big passion in my head is like heart, because it has so much meaning in your home life, you know. Oh,
Yeah, and it's something that we're definitely connected to, as well. And, and again, another part of it is, network marketing gets a bad rap, but man, I know so many people that have had a great deal of success there. And when I was able to retire from a 6-figure income because of a network marketing business. That was the thing, is I said, man, I want to show other people how to be able to do this. The biggest challenge, and one thing that I learned early on, was I have a particular mindset. I had to find people that had that same type of mindset in regards to their own success.
yep. And that's what I have right now. My crew, everybody that works for me is hungry. Like,
Oh
Barry,
yeah.
I mean hungry, brother. They are working. They work 7 days a week. They just do what they have. I don't tell them they have to. Listen, I don't ask anybody to work past what what they should. Past that point,
Yeah.
it's on you. But they do it because they see the same thing I see. And the growth is
Yeah.
insane, man. That's why this program is working. It works because it's helping me just elevate a little higher than I would have been. Like,
Mm.
in the mindset thing of, I don't let nothing bother me anymore. Nothing really bothers me. I laugh it off and I keep it moving. The only thing
Yeah.
irritates me when the kids leave lights on or the water running in my house. That's about it.
Yeah.
How's that? We're good. All right, man. It
Yeah.
was good talking to you, man. I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll probably throw a lot of this part in too because I like it. But
All right.
I didn't. My bad about last time. I got on
Oh,
with
don't
Alicia. I got on Alicia and
worry.
with Shiva, man, and it went forever. It went for a lot longer. See, Patriva got me though.
Oh
She
yeah.
said, "Oh, Alicia just wants to talk to you about what's going on," and then I got told it was a podcast, and I'm like, "So we're doing a podcast now?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, well, let me get somewhere real quick so I can sit down and do this," and then it ended up being for like 3 hours, but it worked.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna work with them because I can see a lot of
Yeah.
that growth for my business. I don't even care about resale. I'm not looking to resell the
Yeah.
market, like resell it. I need it so that way my front desk people and
Yeah.
my manager can run the ads and run everything for the business. That's why I'm doing it. I don't know the marketing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I have it, and I've been very happy with it thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's yours look?
Yes. I
Did you
think
get
it's a
your
good move
website up
for
and
you.
all that?
Yeah. No, I'm still building. So I had someone build my website for the book, and everything that I'm doing is focused on the book. So I'm building the landing page to it. It's been pretty simple to walk through it. The challenge I got right now is, so I also have the course that I'm creating. So I'm kind of doing two things at once. So now I just got to do my audio part for the course. The PowerPoint is done, and then from there I'll be able to kind of start dropping it in.
Alicia's working with you on that?
Yeah. Yeah. We have a class that starts Friday, like a four week class.
Yeah. All right, buddy. It was good talking to you. I'm gonna
Oh,
go ahead
okay.
and hop off here and get to my client. But I appreciate you stopping by, man, and we'll talk some more.